Nostalgia. My worst enemy. Everyone views nostalgia in a good way, but for me, 99% is bad, which I get right before going to bed. Then there's that sweet 1% of it, which I remember and get happy about. That's how I got a good one, when out of nowhere, YouTube recommended me the opening of High School DxD, and that's how I recalled the show, which shaped my childhood. Yes, I just said that, and I own up to that shit. Now, let's jump back in time. Ow, hurts like a bitch. It is sometime before December 2013, probably. And the only computer at my house is in my parents' room. Those days, I was a dumbass who didn't know anime sites existed. So, I used to search on YouTube Pokemon Black and White, episode 69. When I could not find any more episodes on YouTube, I found out the legendary site called Kiss Crunchyroll. Yeah, the illegal site where not only I found Bleach, One Piece and Naruto, but also the legendary classic High School DxD. I expect most of you who are watching this video have probably seen the anime, and many other kids like you and me were immersed in the show. I guess that is the correct word. Where the comment section was at war between Rias is the best girl. No, it is Akeno. But they collectively clowned on the dumbasses who were rooting for Asia. And they rightfully deserved it. Why would you want the plain mango ice cream when you have the royal red velvet or the electric black currant? Yes, I said it. Your waifu is trash. But screw that. Let's talk about me. It's my YouTube channel. Why was it a huge nostalgia factor for me? As I mentioned, the only PC we had was in my parents' room. Even though they did not check what I was doing on the PC, now and then, just to make sure, they checked the browser and search history. So, if they saw any site starting with X, I thought I was going to get exiled. Yeah, I know, I need to work on them. But when I found High School DxD, I felt like I gamed the system. I can watch prawn on anime websites. For me, that was the biggest scam in the history of scams. You might be asking, why didn't you just delete the history after watching the regular prawn? To that, fuck you, okay? I must have had a proper, valid reason. But that aside, we all just vibed with Issei. He was an underdog who secretly was overpowered. Even though he was a pervert, he had same values as us. Respect women, help a girl out who was in need. This was already too much for my 13-year-old brain. But to top that, he also wanted to touch those melons. And that was actually attainable. Every anime I did watch by that time either went two ways. We had that dumb protagonist syndrome, or it was just protagonist getting slapped every time he tried. After seeing Issei, my inner self must have jumped out and said, this guy fucking gets me. I remember binging season 1, and as the years went by, I kind of forgot that the show did not end. That is the one curse of being an anime fan. You either get a sequel with yearly gap, or you just do not know whether you will get the end of that one show you watched. After getting recommended the opening, I got more of the recommendations because, you know YouTube, they are the crack dealers of this thing. Until I found out the show had 2 more seasons after season 3. So, I did the forbidden thing that you shouldn't do. Going back to the old shows which you thought were bangers. But reality is often disappointing. I had already done that with Elfen Lied. Now, I was doing the same for High School DxD. When I started watching season 1, I still fucking loved it. After finishing the first 3 episodes, god did it take me back to those days, kind of missing the old school 2013-2014 animation. I completely embodied my horniest teen self, instantly simping for the goddess herself, Rias, kind of chuckling at the halfway point of first episode when Issei dies again, seeing in the comments people fighting over Akeno or Rias, and seeing other delusional dipshits who were calling Asia the cute girl. No, the best girl. But in fact, from the bottom of our heart, we all know she is the only shit girl. And just a minute. La la la, la la la, la 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 la. Susuma! Nailed it. After binging the first 3 seasons, I was in a bit of shock. Rias, the red-headed majestic demon princess, was always the best girl for me. But when I heard this, my simping was swayed by Akeno. I couldn't believe it. Since when did I had such a weak mindset? Am I really that lowlife who switches the best girl every season? I couldn't believe it. And then season 4 rolled around. No worries. Rias all the way, baby! I really couldn't believe it. After all these years, I was still enjoying High School DxD wholeheartedly, and aside from all the fan service and being a softcore prawn, this is really a good fucking show after rewatching it. The animation and the fights were really great, even for the first season, which was in 2012, and every character in the main cast had a certain amount of depth to them. They didn't get over their issue in just a single season. Let's take Issei for example. His first ever girlfriend is a total bitch and she kills him. I really do not know what is the ceiling level of bitch, but I guess killing is really high up there. But even though he gets resurrected, that thing still haunts him till season 3, and that is not shown every 2 episodes but once in a while. And that thing kind of makes him feel a real human, even though the setting and scenarios are really not. But at the same time, the show does not take itself too seriously. I remember it was season 1, after a big fight and the arc was in its epilogue phase. They did what anime always does while ending a season, playing the ending song in the background and wrapping it up. But that's when the next big villain appears at the very end and says this shit.
いい最終回だったなんてね
I really do not know why, but this cracked me up. The show was made for both the edgy teens who are secretly horny and the mature big boys who are openly horny. I guess what I'm trying to say is every show you enjoyed as a kid is not always bad, or even though it is bad, it doesn't matter. What matters is, did you enjoy it, or do you still enjoy it like I enjoy Sword Art Online? But that topic is for another video. Now, if you made it till then, hope you enjoy it. See you in the next one.